What's happening, troops? Welcome back to another video on the SharpDiv YouTube channel. The season has came to an end. Almost. If you're a Rangers fan, like myself, the season has came to an end. And that only means one thing. Well, in actuality, it means more than one thing, but for the purpose of this video, it means Team of the Year. Yes, Team of the Year. I will be on here choosing my SPFL Team of the Year. I'll be choosing players from the top league that I think have been outstanding in their position. The formation that I'm playing is a 4-5-1, but if you're doing this at home, please just choose any formation that you want and get involved in the comments section below. Sorry to interject, this is Future Div. I was just about to do my intro, but I realised that I've not mentioned that I will be taking part in a charity match. The funds are going to Sam H Mental Health. It's literally an amazing cause. It'll be at Falkirk Stadium, 2 PM, June the 8th, and the link will be in the description. Please come and support us, help us raise a shit ton of money for charity. We're starting off at the start, where you would usually start, and we're going with our goalkeeper. Now for me, this goalkeeper has been outstanding. He's a former Scotland #1, now retired. This season, he has conceded the least amount of goals in the entire league in terms of the amount of games he's played. And if you've not guessed the goalkeeper that I've chosen yet, then you don't watch Scottish football, do you? It's Alan McGregor. I'm going to be honest, there is some other candidates that I think have been outstanding from the start of the season to the end of the season, but for me, there is only one winner in this. He's made saves in massive moments throughout the season. He has had massive plaudits. Yes, in the last couple of weeks, he's let himself down, and a lot of people have been speaking about that, and I think that's why he's not making a lot of people's Team of the Years. But over the course of the season, if we're talking football, I think that Alan McGregor has been the best goalkeeper in the league. Now moving on to right back, and I am choosing the Rangers captain on this one. He's had a great end to the season, and he's had a great season overall. He has improved defensively. It still is one of his weaknesses, but going forward this season, he has been absolutely unstoppable. 17 goals, 20 assists. It's just unheard of numbers for a right back. Now there is the old patter, most of them have been penalties, but that's true. But you don't get an assist for a penalty kick, do you? And for a right back, his assists have been sublime. This is a guy that also doesn't take corners, so most of his assists have been in open play. Tav is a player that gets a lot of criticism, and in my opinion, a lot of it is unwarranted for, so I'm just glad that he has had such an amazing season, and literally nobody can argue with that. Surely nobody can argue with that one. Moving into the centre back position, and we are starting it with a surprise name, a name that wouldn't have been on probably anybody's team at the start of the season if they had to predict it, and that is Hockett from Livingston. Hockett has been outstanding. For me, he's been Livingston's best player. He has got the headlines from audacious efforts from 40 yards out that he's put in the net. His technique for a defender's amazing. A former Rangers player, obviously, who made the switch down to Livingston, played in the lower leagues, came right through the leagues with him, and has now got his move to Hearts. He has had an amazing season. I don't think anybody could argue with that. There is a lot of strong candidates for the centre-back positions, so I know that everybody watching will have their own opinions, but for me, I'm putting Hockett in there just for surprise factor. It's been really good to see a breath of fresh air in Scottish football and having such a talented centre-back playing in the league. And moving on to the other side, we are going to go with Christopher Ajer from Celtic. I think that the last 6 months he has been amazing. There's no doubt in that. I can't sit here and be biased and say that he's been crap. He was a standout player when Celtic beat Rangers at Parkhead, and yeah, he did struggle in the return game, but overall he's had a really strong end to the season. His last 6 months have been really good. So he's a player that I'm putting in there. I'm trying not to just overpower the team with my own players, because everybody's just going to say, oh, that's bias, and then hopefully everybody doesn't sit there and say, oh, you've put other players in instead of Rangers players. I'm just trying to be as honest as I can. I hope that the people watching can also reiterate that. So Christopher Ajer is going in there. Again, there is some really good candidates. McKenna for Aberdeen, even Boyata, some people would have had him in their team of the season, even though he's prone to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 mistakes in a season. And the last one that I would have put in there is Connor Goldson, who's played a lot of football. For a guy that's not played much football, he's been great as well this season. But I'm going for Ayer and Hawker. Oh, surprise, surprise, I'm an idiot, and whilst editing the video, I've realised that I've left out my left back. So the player that I've put in left back is none other than Greg Taylor from Kilmarnock. I think he's been amazing. He's been so good, an underrated player in this Kilmarnock team that's finished third, breaking records for Kilmarnock. So he is my left back, and I believe he's a Rangers man as well. Moving into the centre mid positions, and I'm going to start with like a CDM. This is my player that's just going to kickstart everything and get the team rolling. He's going to dictate the play like he's been doing for his team, and that is Callum McGregor. Callum McGregor has had a standout season. He has overpassed Scott Brown, who he was almost in his shadow trying to get past him, but he's virtually replaced him in my opinion. He's the standout midfielder for me for Celtic. He's got good passing range. He's a player that's very consistent, very annoyingly, and he is a player that I think can go down and play in England and will actually go down and play in England maybe this summer, maybe the following summer. But Callum McGregor is going to be my CDM. Moving on to the left mid position, and there is only one name on this team sheet. There only can be one name on this team sheet. Young Player of the Year. He was up for Player of the Year as well in Scotland in his first season. He is a Liverpool loanee. It's Ryan Kent. Ryan Kent has been absolutely immense this season. I don't think anybody can argue with that. He's both-footed. He gets a goal. He gets assists. He's not had as much goals and assists as he should have had this season. But if you see this player play for 90 minutes, week in, week out, he literally starts almost every move for Rangers. That might be taking on a man, moving different players out of position, passing it to somebody else who gets the assist, or passes to somebody else who gets the goal. But he doesn't always get his stats up there, but he is a player that's literally involved in every single move that Rangers do. When Ryan Kent doesn't play, we lose about 20%. He's that important to Rangers, and I just hope that he makes the switch up to Rangers at the beginning of the season. I think he will. We're going to move over to the right side of the midfield, and again, there's probably only one name you can put on this team sheet, and that is James Forrest. He's won PFA Player of the Year, he's won Writers Player of the Year, he's had a great season, he's put up good numbers, he's been involved in a lot of goals, a lot of big goals at important times against my team as well, which is fucking annoying, but he has been involved in them. There's no way I can leave him out of this side after having probably his best season, if not one of his best seasons, definitely one of his best seasons, because he is a player that everybody always says inconsistent. He doesn't do it enough to warrant being the best player in the league, but he's proven this season that he can be consistent, which again is very annoying for me as a Rangers fan, but there's just no way that I can leave James Forrest out of this team, and I can't even think of another right mid that's came close to him this season, similar to Ryan Kent on the other side. The next player that I'm going to put in my team has again been a surprise factor. He's a young player. He's a player that Scotland have produced. It's good news for Scotland. It's bad news for whatever team he plays again, because he has scored 15 league goals this season, which is amazing for a player as young as him. He is the one of two players in my team that didn't finish in the top 6. His numbers and his performances definitely warranted him having a higher league position. It is only one guy, it's David Turnbull. The numbers he's put up in terms of assists and goals this season has been amazing. Adds a lot of emphasis to his team in an attacking sense. Wee bit defensively as well. I think he could probably improve on that. But going forward is his game, and he's been amazing this season so far. He's in a lot of teams of the year, and he's in mine as well. I can't leave him out. He was up for Young Player of the Year as well. With the format and the way that works, Kent was a deserved winner for me. But we'll not get into the format of the Young Player of the Year. I've already gave my opinions on that previously. If you don't know, go back and watch earlier videos and maybe other shows that I'm on regularly as well. The last position in the midfield is more of an attacking midfield role as well, and I had two players in mind. One of the players has had a fantastic end to the season in terms of the last 5 to 10 games, and one of the players had a fantastic start to the season to maybe December time, where he picked up a really bad injury. But I have decided to go with the player at the start of the season, because we're not trying to pile this team full of Rangers players, because I don't want people coming on here saying I'm biased. So Arfield unfortunately doesn't make the cut. I think if Arfield had started the season the way that he's ended it, and in the cup competitions and such, he would have been in this team. But unfortunately he didn't, and Christie is in ahead of him in my team. I think Christie has proven a lot of people wrong, myself included. He was at Aberdeen. I thought he was getting punted to Hibs. I think everybody thought he was getting punted to Hibs, but he stayed at Celtic, managed to get in on an injury for Rogic, and he's made my team of the year. He was literally their only player at the start of the season that was doing anything. I don't know how many times he saved Celtic, saved Brendan Rodgers, and he was a player that even on the SPFL show, Ryan was just literally talking him up, and his numbers were batting that until he got an injury. So he has made my team. So the last name in the team sheet, it can only go to one man. He is literally one of my favourite players at my club, one of my favourite players in Scotland at the moment, and it is Alfredo Morelos. He scored 30 goals this season. There's just nobody that can argue with his performances that he's put up. His disciplinary has been shocking. We can accept that, but I just think for his performances, for his importance to the team, he's got to be in there. He's been the outstanding striker in the league, and he makes my team. He's joined a list of only 5 Rangers players in history that have scored 30 goals, and he's in there with guys like Ali McCoist. And that just tells you a lot about this guy. It tells you a lot about him as a player. He's young. He's so young. He's got a lot of improvement to do. His finishing still isn't the greatest. It just isn't. So that's scary to think that he's putting up those numbers and can go on, hopefully, and stay at Rangers and go on and score more next season. So that is that. That is my team of the year. That's my 11. I really want to know what yours is, so get involved in the comment section below. I've been SharpDiv. I'm looking forward to the next season, and I'm working on a big video that just takes so much time to make, so it's not going to be out for a wee while. But obviously, oh shit, the charity match. You know what? You've already seen a clip of me talk about the charity match because I've inserted it. But thanks very much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Subscribe if you're new for more content sometimes. And I'm out.